Hey,
You got it in the wrong dressing room.
Ooh.
these aren't outfits.
That's for the elf production.
Oh,
Oh, we messed up. First time ever. I'm sorry. Come on, give us a break. What can I tell you? Okay.
You'll make it.
All right, we'll do it. I'm gonna put my hat. I couldn't even put my hat on. It was too low. I'll put my hat over here.
I don't know how anybody could put this hat on. I have to walk like a head's gonna fall off.
You can make it. You can make it. A little closer. A little closer. Stop right there. Don't get too close to me.
Yeah, I'm a nervous wreck. Don't have to worry.
You are the silliest looking thing I've ever seen.
You're the one to talk. He put us in separate dressing rooms.
Thank goodness the pipes were picking up. They came all the way up. That's great. Yeah. I think they came all the way up. Thank you for being here. Have some fun with us. Those that don't know us, don't tell anybody about us. Mum's the word of the whole thing as we get going there. That's kind of neat, huh?
I feel much better. It's cooler.
It's cool. Yeah, it's good. It's nice. Davis is really nice.
As I was walking down the back there, somebody kept trying to put Christmas lights on me. I think it had to do with the box said that was a tree topper.
Well, they didn't get to the format that goes around you, so you were okay. You did okay on that. Yeah. Wow. There's some good favorite people in the world. Yeah. And my main squeeze there, go ahead and got somebody else on our line now.
I'm just looking at you. That outfit has a slimming effect on me.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, if you lost some weight.
I have. And talking about losing weight, you're talking about losing weight.
What? I got my back humped out now. That's why I still look like I have.
Steve has been eating roots and berries now for about 6 months.
Not that long. Since June the 16th.
Nothing but roots and berries. We were late getting here because we had to stop by a golf cart so we could have lunch on the lawn. That ain't right.
Yeah. That one lady chased me out of her yard with a broom.
Yeah, but we made it anyway. It was great. Yeah, buddy.
Well, you're looking much better. Has it helped? Are you mentally
Yeah.
more sharp?
I think it helped.
You do?
Yeah.
I saw you still taking pills this morning.
Well, of course. Have to take those pills.
Well, don't you have a, what's it called, pacemaker?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, where?
Yeah.
You can't see it.
No, you can't see it. Gosh almighty.
Have you got, I heard that, I think Linda told me that you also had a defibrillator.
I do.
She said that in case you ever started falling down and foaming at the mouth, I wouldn't touch you.
No, it'll shock you.
That's what she said. I said, well, where is that?
It's right here. You can feel it. You can't see it because it's
Why
inside
are
of
you
it.
backing up?
Well, I don't want you too close there when we start
Well,
talking about things that are serious.
Can I see where it is?
Well, you
It's
can see
gotta
where
be
it
a
is.
pump.
He wants to see where it is. God, yeah.
Is this a switch right here?
No, you idiot. That's my nipple. Pacemaker's up here. All right.
Feel it under your shirt there.
Okay. There's wires involved.
I'll be careful.
You can't push on the wires.
I'll be careful.
Okay. And you can't get them too close together. Okay. All right. One finger.
I used to do electronics.
I used to breathe regular. Right. So we can start talking about seriously. Right, you feel that, Mark? Stay away from me, Steve.
Is my beard still there?
Yeah. Hey, it's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun, but a lot of serious stuff in what we do. And when you start doing what we do as a character and everything, people don't realize how much.
Short shirt.
I'm trying to tell them how serious it is about what we do.
Well, it is.
Yeah, it really is. Like, for instance, in the circus, when you're in the circus and the clowns are going to do a routine, it takes 100 hours of research and practice before we were presented. Unlike Steve and I, we pick up the telephone maybe a day before and say, hey, you want to go up there and do something? Yeah, let's go. And so here we are. But there's a lot of thought process and getting ready for the season in there. Making sure the costumes are ready and everything, and the contracts are all been sent out, and you know what you're going to nibble on between shows or drink the protein drinks or things of that nature, right?
That's right.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's really, what? Wait a minute.
What's he saying?
What?
You
I
want
can't
me-
hear. I know I got big ears. I still can't.
You want
Go
me-
see what it is. Just because you have big ears, you think they can hear everything. Now they go,
What? Okay. He said they delivered a package.
me?
Yeah, from North Pole, Bernard's.
Oh, this must be it.
Yeah, why don't we move this table?
Yeah, let's put it out here. That's good.
Right here?
Yeah, that's real good.
You sure? Okay.
It's pretty light.
What's in it?
I don't know. I know what it is.
Where you gonna put it?
Put it right here.
Do you need any help?
There's a letter. Wait a minute. There's Santa Claus. Time is of the essence. You have to decide if this is going to be the official cookie for this year. I get to pick the official cookie for the year.
Well, I hope it's not a spinach cookie.
You and me both, brother.
What?
I don't know. I don't know why they're in there. There's another one on this side. And there's another one back here. I guess you hold these things like this. Whoa, look out!
Oh! Good.
Wait, whoa, whoa! Come back here! Hey, Steve! Steve! Oh, okay, thank you.
What the kind?
Hold it!
I got it.
These are the new Angel Food cookies. Very light and tasty. They're light, okay? You can't even keep them on the, oh yeah, they are. You can't even keep them on the plate. We can't have Angel Food cookies this year. We gotta get something a little bit more heavier, okay? So we'll put that back. So, remind me to tell Bernard it's not gonna work,
I
okay?
don't think that's gonna work
When
either.
you get that box, we gotta capture it again.
Yeah. Okay. Put it down in there.
Oh, that's just, there you go.
Okay.
That was close. Did you know that you have to pick the official cookie of the year? And if you really, and the kids keep asking you that, what's the cookie? What's the cookie? What do you like? I bet nobody's ever been asked the question, what's your favorite cookie? And sometimes when I feel like it, and they give me kind of a, I don't know, if I'm in the mean mood, I say macaroons. Do you know how hard it is to find a macaroon cookie? And the mothers panic. Yeah, I can't find anything else with macaroon cookies. That's the way it is, man. Yeah.
I always like to say, what's my favorite cookie? Did you ask what my favorite?
I asked, what is your favorite cookie?
Oh, my favorite cookie is watch the reaction.
Yeah, that's why you do it,
I
yeah.
know it's great.
Yeah, you don't say a chocolate chip or oatmeal. That's too easy to go to the store and get. But if you just want to have fun and you're bored that day, go ahead and tell them it's macaroni.
And look through a cookie book and pick out the most complicated cookies.
See, I'm trying to show y'all how to have fun as you're doing your work.
Yeah, of course, you let them off the hook after that. You say,
You
what's
do?
your, I do. You don't?
Okay, thank you.
No, I always look at the little ones and say, now, what's your favorite? And they say sugar cookies.
Sugar cookie.
Hey!
Hey! Happens to be mine too. How did you guess? Huh? You do all that kind of stuff? Yeah, well, I listen to them real good. I listen to what they want, what they like, and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be the good thing to do
Well,
there.
can, what?
What? What do you mean, what?
Keep
You like to kill me over here just a minute ago.
I'm happy we still got our beards.
Yeah.
That would be something, wouldn't it? Y'all watch them go up in flames. Boy, that'd be a video.
You're talking about a story you would have.
Yeah.
That would be great, wouldn't it?
They'd probably put that on news.
And they wouldn't even come over here and help put it out, I bet.
No.
That's part of the act. Yeah.
Can we show them the new ones that we got to play with this year?
Well, yes, let's do that.
Okay, you want to go first? You want
No,
me?
go ahead.
Okay, this is so cool. You know, everybody has to deal with those pesky elves on a shelf. Yeah, I got thinking there's got to be some fun we can have with that. So,
Like kill them.
yeah,
Put them in a garbage disposal. Right after that, we can put Barney in here with him.
Anyway, you know, I carry this bag and pull things out of it, and I'll be sitting to do story time, and I'm going to do a quick break. I'm happy I sat on that seat. I almost missed it. I am not used to wearing what this is.
They're not used to seeing what this is either. I thought that was funny, Steve. Oh, pass it all down. Okay, I can't laugh.
Okay, so
Okay, all right,
I
serious.
got this one fancy hotel. They always want me to do night before Christmas, which is kind of, you know, I wanted to soup it up. So I grabbed my bag and I'm pulling out the night before Christmas and I said, what are you doing there? And there's a little stowaway in my bag. It's Jingles. He's an elf on the shelf. And I pull him out and I show him and I say, now I'm going to put you back in here. You know you weren't supposed to be in there. And I got to put it, what? You want to hear the story? Okay. And so I say, well, I got to have something for you to sit on. And for speed, we have him preset. Okay? So I end up putting him up here and I grab my book and open up my book just like this because I'm going to have to read this story for the 400th time.
No, you don't. No.
Yeah.
Maybe just a page.
And I set him right over on the shelf, on a table that sits by my chair, and I start reading. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and as I get into the story, about a whole verse, if you watch the elf, a funny thing happens. And I
He turned his head.
What?
He turned his head.
No, he can't turn his head.
Look, Santa, look.
They know they're not supposed to move.
He moved.
And they all scream, look at him.
Look
And
at
so as I look at him, he's sitting the exact same way. I said, y'all quit fooling me. Now let me get back to my story. The children were nestled all snug in their beds with visions of Santa Claus dancing in their head.
Now you lost your sound
I'm
system.
gonna pull my ear off here. It's quite an ear to pull off. And as I turned back to look again, he did not move his head. Now the most fun is when I say, well, I know who's going to tell me the truth, your mama's and your daddy's, because they all have ripped out their video phones, and they're videoing this. The funniest thing are the children that jump up and get in their parents' lap because they finally saw one of these little suckers move. Waking them up. Boy, they are just wired, they're high strung after that. And every time I start reading again, the little joker turns his head. And every time I go to catch him, I wish you guys would quit telling me he's moving his head. Is it cool or what? Remote switch, Velcro to the back of the book. Yeah, so this is only 4,500. My wife about had a heart attack. Now that you've got that out of your system, I think I paid the man that made this $450 for this little elf. I have gotten more mileage out of this elf than you can shake a stick at, and I've never made it through this story since.
And you can tell you a little farther once you understand how the elf works and everything, and that we have problems with these elves. He had a problem with his elf, and I have a problem with my elf. And so I look in my bag as I'm getting stuff, and I say, what are you doing there? I told you you couldn't come with me. And I reach and I take out an elf on the shelf. And I look at him and I say, see, that's the reason you're not in anybody's home this year. Because you haven't learned to pay attention or to do what you're asked to do. Now you just get back in the bag, and we'll talk about this when we get back to the North Pole. Okay? Get back down there. I know it's dark. I know it's dark. It'll be okay. It'll be all right. Okay, wait a minute. I happen to have one of the houses for the elves, so I brought it with me. I'm going to put you in that house, turn on the light so it won't be dark, and you're in timeout. You just stay there. And then we'll talk about this later, okay? Okay. Well, yeah, I'll sit it out here. I'm going to put it back in the bag. And I'm going to cut on the light. And what I want you to do is work.
What did he do?
He cut off the light, Steve. You got to keep the light on. That was part of the deal. You can't just open it up and cut it out anytime you want to. Yeah, that's better. Now, if he ever does that, you let me know, okay, so that I can figure out. Hey, I'm going to open the door so I can see the light and see your legs here. Don't mess around. And so I go through these sequences. There's 15 sequences that this little elf will do. He ends up shaking his head at me and doing all kinds of things. These are props. These are no more than props that you can use to emphasize what you're talking about. This strengthens your storytelling, and you can have fun with them. And they're great. And I haven't used it this year. I'm getting ready to use it, and I'll let you know if it's a winner or a loser.
He'll probably clear the room with this one. All I did was rotate the head, and they were freaking out. Imagine when the little sucker comes out.
The last thing he does is he jumps out of the box. He does 3 somersaults over to this side and does a spread eagle. Wha-ha! What does yours do?
Turns his head.
Okay, well, anyway, you got some ideas, and you see how you can use these things to your advantage or your disadvantage, however you want to look at it.
The lady that makes these has a Facebook page. These are known as Moody boxes. M-O-O-D-Y. And how much was this one?
This one was $400.
$400, but now he's got a talented wife.
Amen.
Yeah, he would have taken this sucker and spray painted it all one color.
Yep.
Yeah, Linda did all of this stuff, and you know what picture she was using? The Charles Howard Santa School, which I thought was so cool, because she was trying to get the look of the school on this. And but these are $450. Now I got one too. Mine's still white, so I got to work tush off for Christmas. But I'm going to put little dingle lights around it. And I was thinking about that. I think I'm just going to clump them on the top, cause my elf's kinda sloppy. That's his idea of plump. Yeah, and there they are, so.
But sometimes you're sitting there, you're thinking, how can I use this? How can this enhance me? And do I just reach in a bag and bring it out? No, you've got to set it up. You've got to use your imagination whenever you get ready to use these, so it has more impact and more power to it when you're using them.
Tom's got a question.
Do you have Steve pull his shirt down?
You ladies are supposed to tell me.
They were saying,
I've been flashing the whole world. Why didn't you tell me?
oh, good, I was watching them, and oh my God.
Claire, you know, my wife, she said, you did some shorts. I said, oh, there's no problem. Those shirts are long. She said, don't you go out there without some kind of... Can you hear her now?
I had to talk to them.
Leon says, oh, we don't need no short. Well, I guess not. Your shirt can stay down because you're perfect.
I'm kind of holding it down, you know.
Well, you
I've
should
learned
have
that.
told me about that.
But you're so much fun to
I'm
watch.
probably going to be in videos for centuries.
We're going to be late night viewing.
I ain't never going to live that day. The day I flash.
Linda Lovelace and Steve Gillum.
I'm going to wear elastic bands that go to my boot tops.
It's no big thing.
I should have known.
I'm not going to... Don't buy any more candy from that man. Yeah.
He's talking about my stomach.
Oh, okay. So that's good.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the way I'm going to look at it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we going to do now?
What?
What?
Huh?
What?
What?
Have a hearing problem. What are you going to do now?
I was going to say, you got cute little ears, but they're covered up.
Excuse me.
Okay.
That hat I had on.
Okay, hey, let me groom you.
That looked good. Oh,
You're nice. Pull your pants up. Pull your shirt down. Now you can go out in public.
my shirt. from
Yeah.
here on out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a great thing to do. Well, I think we're gonna bypass the part where he talks about my ears because he's forgot it.
No, I didn't forget.
You totally forgot it.
I noticed you got bigger
But-
ears.
I am
Yours are
bigger than
But yours are bigger than mine. I'm talking about
Well, they are kind of special, aren't
Well, I got the tiny ears, you got the big goblin
they?
ears.
Because you're in training.
That was it.
Yeah. And this is what we're in training for.
I could put my hat on.
I couldn't believe it.
You should
Yeah.
have seen him back there trying to stick that thing on his head.
Yeah, it was embarrassing. My ears kept falling off.
Yeah, it was.
But anyhow, when we think of Santa Claus in the past and everything else, we think of the Santa Claus that sits in the chair and says, what do you want for Christmas? And we saw those in department stores, and we see them today in malls and things like that. But if you're an independent Santa and you can kind of spread out a little bit, then you can find different areas to go into, different avenues to take. Ones that can make you different, and one that will make you very competitive in your marketplace. And when you start to do that, then you all of a sudden drop into not just being a Santa Claus, but you're a performance-based Santa Claus. And that's where I want to see everybody get to, as a performance-based Santa Claus. That means that you can tell stories, you can do trick lightings, I like that, tree lighting. You can do shows for schools, everything. When you realize that you're a performance-based Santa, you realize from the minute you open that door and step out of your house or wherever you are on. And you owe it to your public to give them anything that you have that they need. We're the most giving people in the world. Maybe somebody needs nothing but a smile from Santa Claus. Smile for them. Maybe somebody just needs a kind word. Give it to them. In a lot of cases, in the elderly people, they need to be touched. A lot of people are afraid of the older people and are afraid to touch them. But the power of touch is great. And the memories that you create are fantastic. And you can ask them, can you remember the first time you ever saw a Santa Claus? And I don't care if they're 90 or 100. They'll reflect back and they say, yeah, I can. Yes, I can. What a great opportunity we have. So to be a performance-based Santa Claus, and you start wanting to do these shows like this, then you have to find stuff that you can use. And we just showed you the little elves that we can use, and that makes an incredible impact on your families that you go visit. But now if you're in a school situation, daycare or high school or junior high school or elementary schools, I'll go to any of them because I have fun with all of them. And when I do that, then I have to come up with a show that I can do. So if you can't be creative, and we talked about that the other day, people not being creative. You need to learn to be creative. Look at things in a different, use new eyes. When you pick up something, don't look at it like Leon McBride would look at it. Look at it how St. Nicholas would look at it. What would he do with it? What does he see in it? And then you take that information and you start building around that. So I want to show you today, can we show them today how we got just props and we build them into a show? Would you like to see how we do that? Yes. Okay, anybody can do this just about. And
Hey.
What?
I just want to interject one thing.
What?
You can have a heck of a time at a tree lighting with one of these when you throw the switch. You gotta selectively use it. They gotta have a sense of humor, but when Santa throws the switch,
That tree goes up in flames.
yeah,
You know where the exits are. The chimney.
nice device. And when you do a naughty check on a daddy, yeah, it lights up the whole family then. So, now, back to serious.
All right, back to series.
Serious.
Okay, we're going to do a series now dealing with snow. And I really love that because my market is Miami and the Bahamas. They very seldom have snow enough to do anything like down there. As a matter of fact, I've never seen snow there. And most kids have not seen snow there. But they're aware of snowman. They know about snowman. They know about Frosty. They know about things. So one year I decided I'm going to teach them how to build snowman. That would be a great thing to do because nobody's ever done that before. So then I started thinking, well, you have to logically lay out your show or what you're going to do that makes sense to a child and even to an adult. So to make a snowman, you have to start with what? Snow. Well, if you don't have snow, what do? We make snow. All right? We could just go over here and make snow, and boom, there it would be. But if you're going to make it into a show situation, then what you do is you say, let me tell you about the snow at the North Pole. It is the greatest snow in the entire world. By golly, it's nice and fluffy and soft, and we play in it every day, and we never get cold. But it's special snow. Now, the reason it's special snow is because of the water that's up at the North Pole. It's just really, really clear and very pure. As a matter of fact, our icicles are hanging down. You can see right through them, just like they're glass. And so what I did is I decided, if you'd like to see some snow, I would do this. When I left this morning, I broke off a big icicle, and I melted it down, and I put it over here in this jar, just so you could see it. But for it to work, you have to help me. Okay? Now what have I done? Boom, boom. I've told them how to do it, how we're going to do it. I've involved my audience, haven't I? You're going to have to help me. And they're thinking, what am I going to do? And I say, look at this. Half of you over here are going to be the northern wind. Okay, this over here, if you're down here where we are going to be colder, you shiver. All right, here we go. All right, I think we've got it. Let's see what we can make, okay? And then I would come over and I have special music that starts and everything, and I get two people up. You get a little person that just can't hold these bowls, right here. All right, and I'll give him one of the bowls. Now he's down here, and I have a taller kid that's up here holding a bowl. Okay?
You want me to play that part?
Yeah, you hold him behind. There you go, not quite that high. All right, there you go. You realize we're working under handicapped conditions here. So, anyway, so you take it, and what you want to do is you say, in here is the magic water from the North Pole. You know, we're not magical, but everything magic and magical things happen when we show up. So let's take this and see what we can do. The music starts to build. Boom, 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 boom. And I get excited myself, I really do. I go, wow, this is going to be so cool. And then I'm going to take my stir stick, which is, of course, is a peppermint stick, and then I'll start pouring. Just hold it right here. As I pour, I don't want to do it down here. I'm going to pour it up here. And then we're directing the wind and the shivering and the wind and the shivering. And then I take it and we start stirring. Not quite. And then when I have it done, to the little one down there, and the kids see the snow begin to happen. And they get excited in Miami. Now the neat thing about this is this snow is cold. And we let them come up and feel the cold snow.
I filled your bottle up with hot water.
Oh, you did. Okay, now that we've done that, it's cold.
It is.
What you do there is you take 2 ice cubes and you put it in your glass first. By the time you get around doing your show, the ice cubes are melted and you've got cold water in it. And when they stick their hands in it, you just say, you can't take this with you. You can't eat it. You can just feel it. So somebody has to be there and monitor them because they want to put it in their pocket. Yeah, they want to do that.
I have something to interject. I want to warn those of you that may try this. When he showed this to me, I looked at his rinky-dink little bowls, his rinky-dink little amount of snow, and I thought, why would you want that? Have y'all ever been to Party Supply? They got big punch bowls, right? I bought the big bowl. I had about half a gallon of water, and I put 4 jiggers of snow powder in my first bowl. Lucky I had a husky little boy. Hello, he was coming down. And then when I tried to do that thing, I couldn't hold it up with one hand. There's a reason to his madness. Don't buy the big bowls. That's a warning there.
Steve?
You gotta be careful with
Steve?
it too. What?
Where's the next step to this?
Oh, I know. I was waiting to see what you were going to do. You want me to run get it?
It was your deal.
What do you mean it was my deal?
So you had the snow catcher?
No.
Where's the snow
It's
catcher?
in the room back there.
Okay.
I'll run get it. I'll run get it.
Make sure you have all your props.
Be real.
Go over your prop list before you start your show.
It's his fault.
Now, another thing that gets you going is if that really happens, you can do 1 or 2 things. If you're working on stage with somebody else, you can either panic, which most people do, they don't do it, and they go, oh my God, we don't have it. Or you can say, where is it? Well, go get it. I'm going to talk to people while you're gone. And then you can talk about the snow and things like that. And which reindeer really likes to play in snow? Don't flush the toilet! We did that once on the show. Whoosh. Okay. All right, I'm ready. Everybody knew I was ready.
Did you wash your
Talk about
hands?
the reindeer. Talk about which ones like to build snowmans and what games they play with it and things like that. And how you can put your ice cream in it and things like that and it stays cold when you're outside playing. Just all kind of things you can do with it to kill time. Or ask the people. Now, in my market, I'll never forget the first time I asked them, I said, thinking there's nobody in the world who's ever seen this in Miami, in this house I was in, I said, who here has ever seen snow? And I was thinking, out of the 20 kids, none of them would see snow. How many of you have seen snow? 20 kids raised their hand. And it shocked me. And I said, where did you see snow? He said, Daddy took us to Aspen last week. Steve. Now I know why they have valet parking at their house. So you have to know about your audience before you ever get there. Let's give him a big hand here. Hey! Hey! I bet you won't forget it next time, will you, Ed?
I don't think this was my job, but here's your snow kit.
Okay, so now that we made snow, back to the beginning. Now that we made snow, all the snow that's produced from the North Pole, you have to take some of it and put it in the snow catcher. Now you have to do that so that Bernard can keep up with the amount of snow that has left the North Pole. And then we put the top on it. Put that top on that.
I'll let you do it.
All right. And so this is a transporter. This is going to transport the snow back to the North Pole. Bernard said, okay, it did it. He'll put the word out to all the elves in the snow department. They did it. They got it. They all go, yay! Like that. But we have to say a magic word. Today's magic word, I think, should be what?
How about Charles Howard?
Very good. So on the count of three, let's all say Charles Howard. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Charles Howard.
Now, if that worked and everything, then something magical has happened. Because they always send back something to let us know that we got it. Okay? And then when we do that, the next logical thing that we have to do is what?
They got to show the children that don't have snow how to build a snowman.
Very good. There you go. The next logical step is let's build a snowman. Steve, show them how to build a
They
snowman.
can do that. Are you going to help me?
Oh, I will. Yeah, sure I will.
This right here.
You can come back here so they can see it.
I am. No, I thought I'd stand just right here.
Last year he would have. Hold on your shirt.
Yeah, now, with this, I always have this covered up with a Christmas tree over it. And I bring it out, and it's got a letter on it from Bernard, and it says, Dear Santa, I wanted you to take this to show the children how to build a snowman. And I look up and I say, what? You know how to build a snowman, don't you? Don't
Yeah,
you know?
they're from here.
Don't you guys know? That's silly. What has he done? And I pull this up, and I said, well, this is the silliest thing I ever saw. What is this? And I read, and he says, take the pieces off. And I do, and I go, okay. And he said, put the cover back on, and I do. And then he says, instruct the children in telling you which one goes on next. So you guys are smart, so you're going to know it's this one, right? The big one.
I don't know. Yeah, okay.
Look at this group.
I
And
am putting it in
then
this
I
group.
hold these two pieces and say, this hand or this hand, they all point to this hand. So we do that. And I say, Bernard is silly. So I put it in there, and I say, and the snowman will be built.
Stand back, your stomach is hiding from that side.
Way in my back, so I don't want to wear one of the pads. And I said, well, would you look at that? That's just silly. What, we did it right, didn't we? Yeah. So I take these pieces off.